Alright, so I have an Asus, and the model is stand by. It is a Q504U. I don't know if the thing can pick that up. But anyways, I had to take the back off because I was trying to. I bought these things right here. These it's like a pack of just adapters that supposedly will go to any deal, but I don't quite understand when you look on the side, see where it says DC in, and then it's got the line and then the dash, right? So I was trying to figure out, well, I know some things are center pin conductive and other things are outer pin conductive, you know, or at least I've heard from, you know, watching, you know, different folks, My Mate Vince and those guys, you know, just they work on everything. And so anyways, so I know this one fits in there, but, and I think this is the correct one, because if I take the other end of the cable that came with it and I measure voltage, as you can see, we're getting 5.1 volts. Now, and that's with ground on the outside and hot on the center. Now, I gotta tell you, I don't think this isn't going to cut the mustard, if you know what I'm saying, because this obviously works off of 19 volts. So because it works off of 19 volts, I don't have a power brick other than the one from my Lenovo laptop that I use to record all this stuff that's capable of producing 19 volts. And I didn't think about that. Preferably what I would like to do is I would like to get some sort of pigtail, because the other end of this cable is USB-C. So I'm gonna have to try to find a USB-C to some sort of pigtail so that I can then connect it to my power supply. So then that way I can view how much current is being drawn by the device, because that should help me identify some issues. So anyhow, so as I was looking at the back of this, you notice this is the power jack right here. And if I measure from ground to that center pin, you notice it is not a short. But if I measure from ground to one of these other pins, it is indeed a short. So yeah, so I think the indication was the flat line or the solid line is ground on the outer shield, and the dash line is positive on the inner pin of the conductor right here. So yeah, so I noticed that the battery is unplugged. The battery, if we check voltage on the battery, we have 0 volts on this battery. And I didn't want to cheat. I like to do this the first time, you know, I try it, but we're looking at like 224 millivolts or whatever. So yeah, so that's, the battery's completely dead. One thing I did notice is the this here, which I don't know what this does, but I see something blown up here. So let's look under the microscope. I've got to figure out a better way to do these lights, bro. This is ridiculous. Where are we at here? Yeah, so something blew up right there. And I don't know what that is. I'm assuming somebody probably plugged this in. Somebody's probably tried to plug in the LCD or the backlight or whatever, but this looks pretty good. This doesn't look bad at all, I don't think. If I can friggin' find it. That pin looks a little cattywampus there, huh? I should be able to maybe fold that back. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, no, that looks good. The only pin I see that has issues is that one. All right, we got to fix these. Let me fix this setup of mine. No, I think that's all right. I think it was just something happened. All right, so let me see if I can clean this. And get some idea of what that used to be. I just can't tell y'all. I cannot tell what that used to be. Yeah, I don't know, dude. What is that? It looks like it used to be some sort of semiconductor. Perhaps a I don't know. Maybe a diode? Maybe there was a diode there? Perhaps? Let's try to put some flux down. Let's try to rub a soldering iron in there. See if we can't free up, remove some of this black stuff. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. So, yeah, dude, I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to try to find a picture online to see if I can identify what that was. But hopefully whatever it was didn't damage so yeah, I am going to, so let's check for some shorts. So on the main power rail, which I assume is there. No, I don't know if that's the main power rail or not. So that's good. What is this? Why is this here? What is that for? Looks like there should be a cable plugged in there. Alright, so I decided to use my Lenovo charger, which fit perfectly. It outputs 20 volts, and as you can see, the the charge light is illuminated, and when I measure voltage at the battery, we're getting 16.8 volts, and it's going up, so the battery's charging. So I've left it charging for about 30 minutes or so. I've been trying to find a schematic so that I can find the value, what that component is. It's either a resistor or a diode. I'm not sure which. It was black, and I found eBay images of this board for sale, and it looks like a resistor, but for all I know, maybe some filter or something. I don't know. So yeah, I'm still trying to work that out. But I think what I'll do is, and when I attempt to power the thing on by holding in the power button on the side, you'll notice here in a second that, okay, maybe you won't notice in a second. The keyboard back, you can't see it, but the keyboard backlight comes on, and I don't know if it's trying to boot up or what it's trying to do, but the white light's illuminated right here. I don't see the fan spinning, so yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna let the battery charge up, and then I see something is flashing green. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it tries to cut on. CPU feels like it's getting warm, but then again, it's like 12 degrees in the house because of a certain dog who is laying on the bed. She likes it cold. So while I was doing that, apparently the computer turned on, but I don't expect to see anything on the screen. So I don't know what this one is. That looks like one of those for your LCD, but this one also looks like it's for an LCD. But I mean, it seems like the computer is running. So I think what I might end up doing is disconnecting the battery, disconnecting the power once the battery charges a little bit, and then plugging that back in, and then plugging the battery back in. and then flipping it over and see if we can't get an image. But yeah, so I can, if I hold this button in, it'll power off, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it seems like the I/O is obviously, or the EC chip, whatever Soren calls it, different things at different times, but it's like it's recognizing everything and it tries to boot up. But I did try to plug in the HDMI cable and I did not get any video out on the HDMI, but I don't know if you have to have this plugged in order to get video out. I don't know. So yeah. So let me let this charge up for a bit and then we will give it a try. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that component that is missing, I think that component that is missing is a fuse. So if I plug in power to this device and I measure on this side, we get 20 volts. And that 20 volts is what's going to be felt, should be felt on the other side to feed those 4 pins, because that is where, that's how the LCD is receiving its voltage. So if I were a more capable tech, I'd probably just solder a wire between those 2 points, but if I'm wrong, then it's going to be a bad day. So I went out in my stash of things and I found, you know, a laptop motherboard that I worked on a long time ago. It was destroyed when I got it, but I was just trying to learn. So if I measure resistance across this, what is this? Okay, so that is indeed either a fuse or an inductor. So I think using comparisons, I think that this component looks like what blew up on the other one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder that and then put it on that other board and then hope that I don't destroy something in the process. But whether I destroy it or I don't destroy it, I will put this on YouTube so you will not make the same mistake I made. But I don't know what else it could be, you know. Let's get my almost broken hot air station. That's some smelly stuff, whatever I'm burning over there. We gotta clean whatever I put on there. We gotta clean it off. So I'll give you a little update of where I'm at. So I went ahead and left it plugged in for a bit and disconnected power, measured battery voltage and 0 volts. So I then tried to charge the battery with the power supply and the battery would not take any current whatsoever. So that tells me that that battery has issues, and I'm not sure I'm super capable of fixing the battery. on, bro. The freaking dog hair, man. I'm gonna tell you, Huskies, I love them, but they are a pain in the neck when it comes to shedding season. And when you have 3 Huskies, that's a lot of shedding, bro. Alright, so I think that is soldered on here well enough, and I really hope that I don't destroy anything by doing this. But that's the thing, you don't know until you do it. You don't learn without tearing things up, unless of course you have somebody that is right next to you that is been doing this stuff for a while, and I don't have that. I thought about like finding a repair shop and volunteering there, just to learn from other people, but I don't know how many. I don't think there are a lot of people that do this type of work, you know. It seems like they just like to replace computer screens and that sort of stuff. I don't think that doesn't look healthy, man. Okay, all right. So let's plug it in, and hopefully nothing smokes. Okay, nothing smoked. So let's measure voltage on that device, or whatever that is. 20 volts on that side. It's cutting on, so we're going to put this back into the chassis and see what happens. See if anything smokes when I plug it in. Nope. Let's flip it over. Let's plug it in. Still no picture. CPU's warm though. So yeah, CPU's warm. Alright, I'll be back when I figure out something. So that's 7.8 volts. A while ago it was 7. So if I work my way along this battery, if I start over here and I go to here, that's 2 volts. Why is this thing not working again? Alright, so if I go from here to here, we're getting 2 volts. If I go to here, we're getting 2 volts. Here it jumps up to 3 volts. To this cell here, 3 volts. To this cell here, 6.5 volts. And then to the one furthest, to the one here, 6.5 volts. And then the highest point is here. It's 7.78 volts. So if I want to charge this battery, should I not be able to go from my lowest point to my highest point, which is here? And when I charge, it's charging with like 5 milliamps. No. Stop charging. Do I need to go to a higher voltage on the power supply? I had it on 8 volts. Let's try 10 volts and see what happens. And I'm charging with like 500 milliamps as max. I just want to make sure I'm not going to tear this thing up while doing this. So it's slowly charging. Okay, So I put just a teeny bit of charge in there. So let's see if that worked. So if I take and measure voltage in here and here, now my voltage jumped up to 9.7 volts, just like that. So now, how much do I need to charge this thing? So I think that's the proper way to charge the cells in this thing. So if can I charge now at the connector? Let's bump the voltage up to 12 volts and see what happens. So nothing happens there. Let's bump it up to 15 or 14. So yeah, it's not wanting to charge. So let's drop it back down to 12, and let's see if we. All right, so we're charging full at 500 milliamps. All right, it charged to 12 volts. It's saying it charged to 12 volts. So let's measure battery voltage at the connector, and we still get nothing. We get no voltage out of this thing. But on the cells, we get 11 volts. Boy, sure is discharging quick, man. Why is this friggin' thing, what's preventing the voltage from in here? How do I even get into here? Now, will all this sucker, will this whole thing pop out? I think so. I think it's gonna. So, now, why will this thing not? D6A4. D6SA4. Alright, so D6SA4 is some sort of fuse. What are these things? E1808N. E180, or is that a B? No, that's an 8 here. Or no, am I reading the sucker wrong? No, it's N80813. N80813. Let's look at this fuse. So, if I measure voltage, let's see here. I have 9.6 volts on that side. And let's see, on the other side, I got 9.6, so that fuse is good. So then why is it not making it here, bro? Nothing makes it there. Alright, when it leaves this fuse, where does it go? How do I even determine that? Freaking thing's white, I can't see nothing. Okay, so if it comes out of that fuse, comes out of that fuse, does it go here? It does. So then it goes to here, to this pin of this chip, which I presume, oh no, hold on. So I got 7 volts there, 7 volts there, 9 volts on the other side of that, so that must be a resistor. And then it goes underneath this white stuff right here. Which I don't know what that white stuff is. Some kind of glue. Oh, that was simple enough. It just peeled right away. Alright, so okay, so this is the gate. This must be a MOSFET. So this is the gate of this MOSFET, and it has 7 volts on the gate. So then on this MOSFET, we have 9.7 volts on the drain or the source or whatever that is. So what do we have on the other side of that? We have 9 volts on the other side of that. So then this thing here. So then what do we have on the gate of this MOSFET? We have nothing on the gate of that MOSFET. So what do we have on the input to this MOSFET? Has to be 9 volts, right? Yeah, 9.3 volts. Can't tell if that's a huge burn mark or if that's glue. Oh, that's glue. Okay. Let me ponder this. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this battery, bro. I've charged up to 15 volts, and it's a 15.2 volt battery. And it doesn't work. It does not work. So I don't know. Guess I'll have to buy a new battery. Yep, I don't know, bros. I don't know. I don't know if maybe you have to have one of those unlock devices to unlock the battery, but I'm not spending whatever that would cost. I'll just order another battery. Alright, so ordered a new battery. New battery is in. So let's open this thing up and see if it will turn on. Where's the power button? Hey, hey, look at that. In search of incredible. So we have officially fixed this laptop. Alright, so let's see if we can find some screws that'll fit. Will these silver ones fit? I don't think they will. Oh wait, yeah they do. Look at that, man. Like they were made to go there. So this screen, so this is a convertible laptop that'll flip all the way up. It is a touch screen, but I had to disable the touch because this crack right here was causing the mouse to get stuck right there, and then you couldn't do anything. You couldn't use your trackpad or anything else. So but that is the only thing wrong with this laptop, and I don't know that it's worth replacing. I mean, this is a decent laptop, but it's not like the greatest thing ever, you know. So I don't know monetarily wise if that's a word. I don't know if it's beneficial to replace it. I might just sell it like this, clean it up a little bit, and sell it all. Got 12 gig of RAM, 256 gig hard drive. All right, so let's see if the battery charges. Definitely recognize that the charger was plugged in, 86% available. So yeah, So we are in business, other than the screen, but again, those things are super expensive. And I've already spent 25 bucks on the battery. So you're looking at 25 bucks for the OEM battery. I think I paid, I don't know how much I paid for this, like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that. And yeah, so, I mean, if I bought a screen, I would make my money back, but yeah, somebody can use this without, you know, as a computer. And it's a decent computer. But yeah, anyhow, all right, man, that's it. Y'all be good.